The third film in the How to Train Your Dragon series, The Hidden World, does a lot to capture what made the first two films perhaps the best animated films to come out of Dreamworks Studios over the last 10 years. However, it's simply repeating what the first two did enough to make it stand out in its own right. My praise for The Hidden World would be very similar to my praise for the first two How to Train Your Dragon movies. The animation is phenomenal. They mix a more realistic type of character design than most animated films, while still maintaining a cartoonish charm. It avoids the uncanny valley, while offering a lot of stunning sights. And most importantly for the third film, it has 5 years of animation evolution to benefit from. What's always striking about the How to Train Your Dragon series is how it manages to capture character among non-human figures that cannot speak. So much effort is poured into getting Toothless's animations just right. A central focus of this movie is Toothless meeting a female member of his species, who the human characters refer to as a light fury. There is a great scene on a beach finding Toothless attempting to impress her, invoking everything from awkward teenagers to birds of paradise. These details do a perfect job establishing Toothless as an awkward young adult, much like Hiccup. Which, the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless, largely serves as the backbone of this franchise. And I'd say this is where The Hidden World falters a bit. There is a lot of emotionally resonant scenes, but they're largely saved for the ending of the movie. Where the first two films are about learning the language of a supposed enemy and coexistence, The Hidden World deals with separation. Hiccup and Toothless have formed an almost symbiotic bond over the course of this series, but this film gives Toothless a reason to leave. While this provides a strong inner conflict for Hiccup, this unfortunately means less screen time between the two leads as Toothless forms his bond with the Light Fury. Where The Hidden World is largely a satisfying conclusion to this trilogy, I feel this central conflict is kind of lacking. The main villain doesn't offer much, and does not feel as threatening as those in the previous films. Additionally, most of the characters don't seem to have much of an arc. It feels more like an excuse to revisit familiar characters than an expansion upon their lore. Luckily, this is a world worth revisiting. For those invested in the series, this will hit you hard during key moments. Despite being about a mythical creature, How to Train Your Dragon has always felt much like the story of a boy and his dog. The Hidden World pushes hard past that, instead paralleling that moment in high school as you realize most of your friends are going to eventually go separate ways. Toothless is never subservient, but an equal, and this entry explores what that means as the two characters enter maturity. As such, The Hidden World is a stellar conclusion to a fantastic franchise, but it doesn't quite carry as much weight on its own. The narrative beats land a bit flat during the second act, but this is balanced out with stakes carried over from the earlier installments. How much you get out of this film depends on how invested you are in the previous entries. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World is easily recommended. However, I cannot imagine it winning over any new converts. This is a film made for an already established fanbase.